one question. Who gave you permission to be so adorable?
Hello and welcome to dinner time at our house. I'm your host, that bitch who don't need no glasses. Today on the menu, we're having I'm having, because somebody's not hungry, having some creamy vegan pasta with Gardein chocolate strips. I don't know who is doing this, but someone in our neighborhood is, like, the past 2 nights has been blaring the Trans-Siberian Orchestra's Nutcracker songs. Like, we get it. They're good, but my God, do you have to blare it for the entire neighborhood? It's kind of annoying. The first night I was like, oh, that's cool, like, go hard. But tonight, you had your one night. Stop. So anyhow, welcome to dinner. We're gonna have us a nice little mukbang for today's video. This is fettuccine noodles and then Gardein meatless chicken tenders. And for the sauce, I used sort of like a mix of my own ideas of additions, but I'll put the recipe below that I used. It was supposed to be for like a creamy garlic pasta sauce with tomatoes, but you were supposed to roast the tomatoes and I didn't feel like taking the extra time to do that. So basically what I did was I sauteed some olive oil, shallots, and garlic and some crushed red pepper and Italian seasoning, added flour, and then I used oat milk, which was the plant milk of my choice. And then just kind of some extra seasoning, some frozen peas. I put some of the non-meat bacon bits in there. So it's kind of like a meatless it's like a creamy carbonara sauce with like a plant milk instead of egg. A vegan friendly take on carbonara, even though it's not because there's no egg. So anyway, cheers everybody. Time for some din. And to drink, of course, some water in my reusable drinking cup. And a tiny dog who wants some of my food, but cannot have. There's garlic in here, buddy. And so many other things you can't have. I also put fresh parsley Parmesan cheese, and then I drizzled some lemon juice on top. I like this. I think this is going to be a nice filling meal. What do you think, Denny Dog? I don't think he cares, but that's fine. It's been a pretty relaxing day. That's why I don't have any extra clips, because I had a late start to the day and we spent today cleaning because I told Andrew that tomorrow I just want to have a truly lazy Sunday. Usually we don't really do much on Sundays anyway, except clean the house. But I didn't want to have to even do that. I just want to be able to rest and maybe like go for a walk at most, but just stay home. So we've been cleaning. I went to the gym, did a lift. That was fine. It's pretty slow on the weekends. The way that I do the gym too, I don't know if I've mentioned, because there's limits on capacities right now, but I also always try to go at off-peak times so that I'm not around as many people. So I did that, and then I'll just take a bite here. And I might have some chicken. I got bread at Sprouts recently, and we had it for maybe like a couple days or so. And today, when I was cleaning the kitchen, I moved the bread off the microwave, and there was already a mold spot on it. And it was like the size of a nickel. And so I was like, well, I mean, mold is not something to mess with, so I don't want to use this. I went to go exchange the bread. And Sprouts doesn't have a separate customer service desk like Walmart does, so you just have to wait in line. So I was in line, and there were 2 women going to check out in front of me. The first lady was just, you know, like waiting. And then the lady behind her, who was a person directly in front of me, starts loading all her stuff onto the conveyor belt, which right now, in particular, you're supposed to wait until the person in front of you is done checking out so that the cashier can wipe down the conveyor belt, and then you can start loading your stuff. This lady did not do that. Not only did she pile all of her stuff onto the belt, but she knocked over this other lady's lotion or something, and it like cracked the cap open, so she had to go get a new one. The lady in front of me did not apologize. She just, you know, continued to pile her stuff onto the belt. And then as we're standing there, she like took stuff out of her cart and was just putting it on the ground, like where the baskets would typically go. And then she just checked out and like was gonna leave. So after she finished, I picked up the stuff off the ground and gave it to the cashier, and it was like, hey, that lady that just went in front of me was just gonna leave these here. Like, here's this if you guys need to sanitize and put it back on the shelves. And she's like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah, like, I don't know what that lady's deal was. Apparently she just doesn't understand or respect the rules right now. So I was just so annoyed on the part of the cashier. And also, how inconsiderate can you be, especially right now? You know, or should know, unless you've been living under a rock. At the grocery store, you have to, you know, lines are gonna be longer. You have to be patient because everything has to be cleaned a lot more frequently. So that doesn't give you the right, because you don't wanna wait to just be an asshole and pile all your things onto the conveyor belt. It was just so frustrating. She was trying to be nice to the cashier too, because the poor cashier kept dropping things because they were like stacked so high on the thing. Because she had like a big cart full of groceries, and the poor cashier is like, oh, I keep dropping things, and the lady's like, no, it's my packing job. Just wait your turn. Okay, lady, jeez. So that was my big event for the day. And then I came home and we puppy sat. Andrew's friend Nevada has a dog. Her name's Hera. She's a little Aussie Shepherd puppo, and she's a little fluff ball. So we watched her for a little bit. I went for a little walk with my friend Dante. And then pretty much just came home and made dinner. It's been a very simple and relaxing day. I went to the gym a little later because we were cleaning. But like I said, I would rather have everything clean and not have to do it tomorrow than to have gone to the gym and then put off cleaning until tomorrow. This is really good. I'm quite pleased with myself. Not that I didn't think I could do it, but I just like, I couldn't decide what to make tonight, first of all. I ended up doing even an Instagram poll because I was either gonna make this or risotto, and I just could not decide. I'm not craving one or the other. I just need to make something. And so unanimously, I got votes for creamy pasta, so that's why I made this. What else? I had an idea for a video for today, which it wasn't really a vlog per se. I was gonna have you guys watch me make dinner, which my battery was dying and I didn't want to go change it out because I'd already started. And Andrew offered to get me a new battery, but I was like, well, I don't know how long this is gonna take, and I would rather have to edit a mukbang than have to edit making dinner, because I know it's gonna be a shorter video. But I think for tomorrow's video, I'm going to do a list of the different ways that we save money on groceries. Some of them are tips that you don't really need the apps for individual stores or anything. It's just, you know, different ways that I've learned. One, from living on myself for a good portion of my life. From living by myself for a good portion of my life, but two, just from even when Andrew and I moved in together, I'm still at most cooking for two people, and in some ways making 2 dishes, both to serve one person. So hopefully they help and you guys are interested in that sort of thing. I also would imagine at times like right now, people are wanting to find ways to cut costs anywhere, and I think that the ways that I've learned over the years have been really helpful, especially at times like these. Something else that I thought about making tonight, but I didn't have any impossible meat other than my patties, which are like for burgers out, was I was gonna make a bolognese, but can't do that now, can I? Because I would have had to wait to defrost the meat, or just use the burgers, which I would rather, if they're already in patty form, just make them that way instead of having to, you know, use it for something else. So maybe tomorrow, we shall see. There's quite a bit of leftovers of this because I so I was planning to half the recipe, and conveniently, the only step that I forgot to half was the amount of pasta. So I boiled 10 ounces of pasta, which is not how much pasta I needed. I have the sauce. I mean, I'll eat this throughout the next few days for lunches and stuff, but I would have had much more sauce if I made less pasta. But I mean, it still turned out pretty good, I think. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. I don't know if I said too, but I also put pine nuts on top for a little bit of crunch. I like pine nuts. I like putting them on things like pesto. I think pine nuts are one of those things that I didn't really eat growing up. I don't think a whole lot. And now I always have them in my pantry just to roast and put on salads or make pesto, just, you know, whatever I need them for. I always like to make sure that I have them. Also today, the very first thing we did actually before we even got out of bed was to finish Christmas shopping because we both realized that we were quickly running out of time to order things. We will be having different things coming in the mail, so there may be a compilation of wrapping of presents for Wrapmas 2.0 since there was already the first part that I put up. I'm pretty excited. As I'm sure you guys have seen in different videos, we do have a few presents ready to go, but I'm just excited for Christmas. From what I'm understanding, it's going to be a pretty good one. I've just been hyping up his and his family's presents for me, so I'm excited. Something that I'm kind of bummed about that's not going to happen this year, or at least it's seeming like it's not going to, is Duke doesn't get to meet Santa this year. So I was very heavily debating ordering a Santa suit for Andrew and doing like our own sort of photo shoot like that, but I think I'll just have to find something else to do for those days, or for a day, I guess, of Vlogmas. Alright, creamy pasta has officially joined the Clean Plate Club. Well, that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching Vlogmas. I hope you liked this video. If you did, you can like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for a lazy Sunday. Oh, goodbye! I hope I don't have schmutz in my teeth.